Alright, we are back for the RHRC, which actually makes it sound more like a racing league than a YouTube series, to be honest. But then again, 90% of racing leagues end with L, not C. Or L or C, so that's probably part of where that comes from. Yeah, so I've already set up the next upgrades, engine upgrade, and durability, because gearboxes are important. Since, well, they have to go a certain distance. I have to reach race 6 with the first gearbox before I can put on another one. If I try and do it sooner, there's a penalty involved. As we just wait in silence. The first part of the intros play out.
Welcome to Shanghai, China, for what I've no doubt is going to be a fantastic F1 qualifying session.
Those are usually longer than that, but to be honest, it's mostly just, like, it's just meaningless to me. What else is usually said beyond that opening bit? They, like, fake this little around the sport type bit after that, but just, like, I don't see the point.
The car settings screen on your multi-function display will allow you to change various settings as you drive.
I know that, Jeff. So I remember that I need to do 2 laps relatively quickly, because the rain will come eventually, and that will basically be the end of the qualifying. I never showed the screen, but Jeff's little information about this track is, if you can get through the first few corners here, you've already done the hard part. To be honest, I don't know if I totally agree, but they certainly aren't easy. How did Tyler already get around the track? What kind of speed hacks is he using? Better show up to qualifying 2 minutes late or something. Those 2 corners have killed me before. That curve I don't like. And then this long right is like the worst corner on the track. As Kadeem takes the pole for the moment. And then speed! Good enough. And here is my lap. 6/10 off of provisional pole. Which basically just means pole at this moment.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
I will not forget to change the godforsaken tire this time. Wait for most of the people to get off track. Actually, we'd probably be fine to do things normally, looking at that. 20 minutes from now. Yeah, screw it. skip ahead to 2.5 again. Looks kind of crappy out though. You can tell the rain isn't far away. But it isn't here, crucially. I don't know what that corner exit was, but it wasn't very good. It's like knowing where and how much to accelerate for this corner is just a painful thing to figure out. That was somehow worse? It seemed better to me. Well, that was. Did Suwako piss it away again? It's my guess.
And with qualifying complete,
yes.
Let's review our top three today. Hamilton, Bottas, and Max Verstappen. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
So it's the normal suspects. And just back in Australia, Kurt Wilde also out-qualifying Suwako, and Sayori really feeling herself. All three of the Dokis are... The Literature Club is right on our heels, actually. All three of them seeming to enjoy China. And why isn't Yuri in this series? Least favorite. And you have to have confidence and a bit of bravery and a bit of... You can't shy away from anything in motorsports.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. It's been a great qualifying session for you. Are you going to carry that momentum into the race?
Get us plenty of points.
It's the start of the season. How do you think things are going to go for you?
Kiss your behind.
Appreciate your time.
I actually didn't do that, but it raised my sportsmanship, which is what they want anyway, so kind of. It's like normally around this point would be like, oh, I'm ahead of the Red Bull, I'm in a McLaren, that shouldn't be happening. Except for the fact that Kurt Wilde is doing the same thing. So it's just that Suwako is just not... She certainly doesn't have the qualifying speed that she would need to stay on Red Bull. Gain a little bit of extra points here, but it's nothing major anyway.
Alright, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Don't get a penalty, is basically what that said. Well, I mean, I technically can't, because I have pit assist on. I could theoretically just get into the pits and like full blast, and the game would just bring me straight down to the speed limit, but I try to be realistic and actually stop for the pits like a normal person.
Find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai.
Also, historically, when I've done other career modes in this game, they've...
Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed...
I can't do that.
Let's take a quick look at the grid line.
I would love to, but F1 doesn't like that.
Next lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Falcon, and Norris, Albon, Raikkonen, Kvyat, and Sergio Perez, Magnussen, Gasly, Daniel Ricciardo, and Hulkenberg, Vettel, Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi,
Yikes.
and
10 place penalty. He must have changed an ICE.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Actually, that makes sense, because Rimu's engine did quit on her on Australia. So, probably a bit aware from that. I don't know, the game has been doing me justice with these early stops. I'm gonna have some faith in that. It's my very average reaction times. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just back out of that. Then I've been turned. I think, anyway. Pause the music. I'm gonna see if I was run into there. Yes. Yes, I was. Sayori forced Suwako right into me. But it doesn't really seem like that did anything to anybody. Also, Kurt had momentum there. I don't have a lane here, apparently. Shouldn't really surprise me coming from Kurt. I'm not turning! This is why I hate this corner. I'm sorry, do you mind? I'm already offline. Do you really want to risk more things going wrong? This is why I specified lacking qualifying pace, because she definitely has some confidence at any other point in the race, but you can just never start up there. Take advantage of it. You must have been working on an engine upgrade, haven't you? What was that final turn in qualifying? Heck.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Really, as long as you stay on the road for the first 3 corners, you really, there is no wrong or right way to make the long right turn, as long as you stay on the road. Almost feels like a corner from a NASCAR track, but it's certainly not. My car does not like this particular turn. It still went better though, at least, so I'm closer to my teammate at the moment. Broke early. Rotate, rotate, rotate. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Guess I can fix this braking point now. hate this corner so much. This track would be way better if it just went right instead of left. If that corner just didn't exist, this wouldn't be nearly as bad of a track as it is. But that one corner is just so ungodly stupid. It's like what I always say about Gran Turismo Sport when you're trying to go fast. It doesn't seem like you ever make the same corner twice, but with no kind of positive connotation around that statement.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
And I currently am, as Amy is currently obstructing Tyler, who is currently obstructing Kurt Weil. Meanwhile, the two Mercedes cars are in the next dimension already. Those guys are halfway to time trials at this rate. It's Tyler's old F1 series that ran for like 4 episodes before Tyler got bored. Nutty? Oh man, the Ferraris are having some problems.
Virtual safety car, virtual safety car.
My
Reduce
god,
speed
again.
immediately and keep a positive delta. Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty.
I'm considering
Slow your
turning
pace
these off.
immediately.
There's gonna be one on like every race because there's an AI that has an engine problem in every race. I am braking, I can't brake slower, that's not how it works, game.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
Well, at least that one's not gonna totally kill me. Because it didn't end on a corner exit for me this time, it ended in the middle of one. I suppose it's quite helpful then with that said that that corner is like 10 seconds long.
Hamilton's in first place.
God, you really do not need to tell me that, Jeff. I already know. Who else would be there?
Box this lap, please.
Beep. Oh, what is with your engine upgrade? Get out of here. I will outbrake you. Monica is just hanging right there, too. Thing is, the tire wear at China is notoriously bad, as you can see. So the undercut, which is basically pitting with everybody else, as you might be able to infer, is kind of riskier here than it would be at Bahrain.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
But either way, I shouldn't be at any risk of like a puncture or anything. Look at getting this feel out of the car. I don't think I've ever sneezed in recording. At least not while actually playing the game. I'm sure I've sneezed during Universe Zero or something, or sneezed in the middle of gameplay. I knew that was coming too. I had felt that for a few seconds, but it was just like, I don't want to pause in a corner because then I'm going to screw up the corner. I think stopping late, as Nidori is about to be doing in a when she gets to the pit lane, may actually have helped her because...
Arrowhead is coming to fit the mediums.
That's what you get, Jeff. I have found a temporary mute button, but I can't say anything or he's going to register what I'm saying. I think I'm trying to say it to him. But Nidori is not in traffic, whereas Kadim is dealing with, I believe, a Williams of some kind. Yeah, he just had to go around bubbles.
The gap to the car ahead is 4.9 seconds.
And this corner is hardly an opportune passing area. We'll lose a considerable bit of time trying to go for one for that turn. So now my nose is slightly ticklish following the sneeze. Nope, looks like Kadim is still going to come out significantly in the lead, but I have jumped the Red Bull of Tyler and, well, by extension my teammate, by undercutting, and I'm not far from Nidori either. Here's the thing, I'm not that good at China, but the AI isn't either. The AI are just, you know, fun fact, they, like any human, are better at some tracks than they are at others. The AI will always destroy you at Hungaroring, which is much later in the season, so I have some time before I have to deal with that, and they'll usually do pretty well at Singapore. They are not good at Bahrain, they're not that good at China, and they're not all that good at Monaco either. They're average at most tracks. They're also very good at my favorite tracks, so I'm kind of concerned about those. Ugh. Please wait. Steering now loading. That's how this corner feels. Just like you just kind of have to wait until your car feels like it'll maybe take the turn. Maybe. And even then, not a guarantee it will. Yeah, so unless I'm catching up to Nidori up there, this is looking to be a kind of boring race from this point on. And I kind of doubt that I am catching her. It'd be pretty silly if I were. So it's 3 flat here. We'll see what the split timer is and going into Sector 2, which is literally 2 corners from now. AI also don't properly adjust to slower tires, so I'm faster on mediums than I am on... It is going up still. But I am on average faster on medium tires than softs compared to the other AI cars. So if, say, I'm like dead even with them on the first stint with the softer tires, I will actually be a little faster than them on average when the medium tires are put on. The game doesn't quite properly calculate time lost from being on harder tires. Which is great, because then that means this undercut is more effective than it really should be, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm about even with Nittery, and also about even with Tyler back there. My teammate has currently holding 6th place ahead of, I assume, Reimu and someone else. I think that might actually be Monica in tow with her. But for the moment, he is 6th behind the other Red Bulls.
Behind is 9.4 seconds.
And there's the gap at 2.3. The Jeff Herr that I was talking about makes it. And was like, teammate? Oh, on God? See, I'm absolutely not catching either Mercedes. I don't think either Mercedes is catching the other Mercedes for that matter either, so... Unless Kadim has an engine problem, just like the Ferraris have had so far. These results are looking pretty set in stone. For at least the top 5. Reimu is now pretty well clear of Kurt Weil.
Gap ahead is 4.0 seconds.
Shut up, Jeff.
Copy.
Nothing you can possibly say would be of any importance to me right now. The only thing being if he decides to tell me that Tyler or a Mercedes is having an engine problem. Those are currently the only 3 cars that matter to me on this entire track besides myself. Okay, maybe for a while. But nothing else matters other than what these 4 or 5 cars are doing. Especially so if Kurt Weil just hangs on 7th. Not that Jeff would actually tell me if he was being passed. So he is re-overtaken what appears to be Monica as they enter the first turn. And looking at this on all this on the map, that is a gigantic abundance of vehicles going into those turns. The reason why China wears tires so much is because of the fact that you're turning at relatively high speeds for so long. Turn 1, turn 2, the snail curve, which we just finished, and the long left and the kind of lengthy-ish right-hander that my car doesn't seem to like very much. Those are all pretty long corners. And that kind of sustained load on the tires is what wears them out so fast here. Especially when going out of the turns. The tires just die on a lot of the corner exits. I have a hard time believing that Nittery is getting any closer to Kadim up there. I highly doubt it. If she is, it's not by much. Tower is getting no closer to me. Suwako getting no closer to him. And Reimu isn't getting any closer to either of them. And it's still the same kind of stagnation between the Haas car, Monica, my teammate, and in a sense Sayori back there for the bottom half of the top 10. This is one thing now, because I have things to talk about that can maybe, you know, fill the void, plus music too. But if this were, like, the second half of the season, this were, like, USA, where this were happening, there's dullness. It would be very awkward to keep up with commentary because there's nothing to talk about. Only reason there is now is because there's things to mention about the way that F1 works. How the game works, how the vehicles themselves work, blah 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 blah. That can fill the silence. That won't be a benefit I have in like 10 races from now. Because I've already talked about all of it. I can't tell if just the fact that I'm... even if Nidori is getting closer to him, it's not by enough. You could check the race director, compare their lap times, and see that way if they're getting closer, but it just doesn't seem worth the effort. The reason why it's not worth the effort is because I know darn well, even if Nidori got up to Kadim, she wouldn't be able to go around. She is absolutely getting closer, I can assure this now. Maybe look up your own road a little bit, maybe you won't miss corners. Yeah, she's getting closer. If this were a 16-lap race, I would think she'd have a chance. But with just over one lap to go, one lap and a straightaway in 2 corners, there just isn't a way that you can get there. Yeah, so this should be another podium for myself. Maybe Hamilton, or maybe Kadim does have a problem, but because I told Jeff to shut up, he didn't tell me, I suppose. But it's not major enough. It's not quite Bahrain levels of vehicle issues that Nidori had. I would like somebody to beat Kadim in the near future. I just hope it doesn't have to wait so long to the point where it's me that does it. There's like 4 other drivers that could do it. Please don't make it have to be me. Because I can't right now. Maybe by the second half of the season I'll be in a fast enough car to do that. There is a yellow flag. Monica is out of the session. I see on the map, it looks like Sayori and Natsuki are fighting for ninth.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. Talk to me, Alex. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. So let's review the updated driver standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Sebastian Vettel would definitely be my first choice. He showed up a lot of the drivers out on the track today and didn't show any signs of slowing down.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
So yeah, this was... I'm tied for second in points. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know if it was an incredible week, an incredible outing for Red Bull. I just think Ferrari are having problems. Kind of like real life. And Kurt Wilde with 4 more points to add. Unfortunately, Monica could not survive the race, but one of the other Doki girls took over her spot in the top 10. So, Sayori and Natsuki get points among that group, as does Shadow. Shadow looking kind of on form this season too, despite his questionable maneuver in the previous race. And Reimu makes up 9 places to end up, well, not far from the other Red Bulls. Unsurprisingly, Kadeem also had the fastest lap, so... Comes a press interview. Always happens if you get a podium.
You must be thrilled to be up on the podium. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
That would be telling.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So that is, it's China done. I can just sign the second rivalry now. I think I have to reach the 4th race. Yeah, McLaren are absolutely about to faint, I think.
Remember to select a driver that you consider your rival from the rivalry screen on the workstation. Performing well against your rival can earn you respect and better terms when it comes to our contract reviews. Looks like one of your rivals has also been invited to a historic...
You can take your historical event, shove it where the sun doesn't shine, Emma. So next we have Azerbaijan. Technically the second street circuit, but the first traditional one, which is enclosed almost entirely by barriers. Australia is one because it uses public roads, but it's not busy city streets, it just uses public streets, hence technically being a street circuit. They call it Baku City. It's obviously where the track is. It's the capital of Azerbaijan. But that'll be next time, because there's no way I'd fit 2 full races in one episode unless I did a lot of cutting, so... And I could, but I just don't feel like it, plain and simple, so... You know. Don't really need to either.